couple of car owners are hoping to appeal to thieves to just leave their cars alone.
Yeah, one Portland man is hanging signs in his windows after thieves targeted his car a handful of times over the last year. Katu's Kelly Azer live in Northeast Portland with this story tonight. The question is it working, Kelly?
Well, he had a string of break-ins for the last 2 weeks, and we can now say he put up the signs about 5 days ago, and he hasn't been broken into since. So the hope is that, yes, it is working, but he says he felt like he was in a desperate spot, that this was costing so much money for him that he had to try something, so he was hoping to appeal to thieves.
The first time was a smashed right side of the windshield with a sledgehammer, which obviously shattered the right side, left cracks throughout the rest, and then they also took out the entire front passenger window.
You heard him right. That's Austin Stevens. And he said the first time. Since moving to this Northeast Portland neighborhood a little over a year ago, their car has been broken into multiple times.
2 weeks later, that's when the other window was smashed.
But now, Stevens is trying a new tactic. Signs. One saying, "There is nothing in my car of value."
I mean, all it is an umbrella. It's an ice scraper, water bottles, tape. Besides that, there's a cord for charging, but that value might be $5.
The other saying, "Please don't steal my car. I'm 20 years old. I bought this car on my own, and it means the world to me. I am poor."
More than that, we just want to kind of communicate the message that, like, a lot of people here are not people who are rolling in a lot of money.
In fact, the couple has spent thousands repairing broken windshields and broken windows.
Things have to be adjusted when situations happen. So as part of life, of course, I completely get that. But when it's, continuous and repetitive, that's when it gets kind of frustrating.
Portland police say in the last year, they have received reports for more than 10,000 stolen cars. That's between February of 2021 and February of this year. That averages out to 861 stolen cars a month, or 28 cars stolen every single day. For people like Stevens, he just hopes maybe by humanizing himself, thieves will think twice.
More than anything, it just kind of communicates, like, this is a car that, like, is used to get around.
So Stevens tells me he actually feels lucky, if you can believe it, but that's because he says at least he still has his car, and he knows so many people don't have that luck. Now, some other thoughts for you if you do find yourself having to park on the street. You can take, and you should take out, all of your personal belongings and anything of value outside of your car so that there isn't anyone tempted when they take a peek inside. The other thing you can do, it sounds a little old school, but you can buy a club for your steering wheel. That can also deter those thieves that might be trying to take your car as a whole.
Certainly has been a tragic week on top of 2 deadly years. Just this week, 2 young Portland students died in an accidental opioid overdose. Police believe they unknowingly took pills laced with highly potent fentanyl. It comes as the nation is gripped by a crisis. We hit a record year for overdose, with more than 100,000 people dying in a 12-month period. Tonight, one local woman is starting small to warn kids and their schools as she's trying to save lives. Katu's Evan Schreiber has our Recover Northwest report.
There's no hiding the hope at this Oregon City home. I mean, Gail Simmons' car has her intentions etched in the license plate.
So, right over here is all of this has been from donations.
A stockpile of Narcan to try and save the life she couldn't.
People always say, oh, it'll get easier, but they're the ones that haven't lost a child. The ones that have, no. It stays with you every day.
Gail's son, Christopher Strobin, died in 2012 from a heroin overdose that could likely have been reversed by this nasal spray. He was 30 years old. He was battling an addiction that started in high school.
I would like to invite Gail Simmons to the front, please.
Which is why Gail went to the Oregon City School District in November to plead her case.
I don't know if everybody in this room knows what Narcan is, but it's an opioid antagonist that can save the life of your son or daughter if they overdose.
A goal of getting these Narcan kits in every school, on every school bus, and at district events. She found someone on that school board very willing to listen. Michelle Stroh, an Oregon City School Board member, lost her son Keaton in July of 2020 after years hooked on pain pills.
It's not a true overdose, it's a poisoning. they're poisoned and there's no time.
He died after taking what he thought was an OxyContin pain pill, but it was laced with fentanyl.
I went through all the rehabs and all the training. Knowing what I know now, there's nothing I could have done. He took the pill in the middle of the night and he was gone.
Both Gail and Michelle now working together. The organization is called Need for Narcan, and to their surprise, there's been plenty of pushback.
I think the main thing that they will say is, oh, we don't have a problem with drugs.
Gail says some school districts deny the data. The National Institute on Drug Abuse says the number of 15 to 24-year-olds dying from overdose nearly doubled from 2010 to 2020. The rate climbed faster for girls than boys.
There is no time with the fake pills. We don't have time to call 911 and wait for the 8 to 11 minute response time. We are buying that child a chance to not die from making a bad decision.
Michelle tells me they're set to vote on Monday to officially get these kits in the district, expecting them to be available to use by April.
These aren't cheap, Gail.
I know it's $173 for a box, right?
And for Gail, it's a price her organization is willing to pay.
So another mother just doesn't experience what I have experienced, that, you know, he was my only child. And I tried for 16 years to help save him.